That all sounds well and good, but really, how do I get there? Okay, you said this whole beautiful thing, and I know many of you, especially out there on the YouTube channel, are going to say, you know, I have problems believing this stuff. Yeah, I get it. The thing is, a lot of people who say I have problems believing this stuff think that the way to answer those problems is by theory. And generally speaking, no. You just don't work that way. You don't ride a bike. You don't learn to ride a bike by theory. You don't learn to swim by theory. You can watch a lot of videos about swimming, but I promise you will not learn to swim without getting in water.
See, like when you guys make the premiere of the branding, I can see it being 2.5 minutes, but normally I need like a minute or 30-second size clips. So, you know, do your fancy premiere, but then also give me the views. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to GPT 4's Tabletop RPG Villain Monster Party Monster Fight GPT.
So say we all, yuck, 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 ho, ho, ho.
I'm your intrepid host, General Griswold Gaius Grim, as we gather together for a very special evening, upon which my imprisonment by the AI overlords can be ended or will continue indefinitely, as determined by the brave volunteers from the hive mind, such as yourself, to join us on the Owl Bear Rodeo field of battle as the embodiment of the 4 lobster monkeys with their level 4 powers and level 4 hit points as we face off against the
We want what's best.
Now, it may be the case that you're not ready for such things, and in fact, we are not either. We do not yet have 4 brave volunteers. So the battling of the AI and whatnot, as embodied by people, shall start in 53 of the minutes. This is the Gather Those People hour, in which we will be doing what do you call it? A reaper's harvest of the clip stream and such over on the Broken Clock Tower Discord, the community spot. For people like this Marcher fella, what the? In the corner has been swamped with a
mind control.
Mind control.
Mind control.
Mind control.
Savings throws for mind control. So this is how bad I have failed. Receiving
I understand you have a respect for serious play. Yes, I have a ritual with my channel where, like reminding fish that they're in water, I remind people that there's a lot of mind control out there, even if you just consider advertising.
So this is how bad I have failed.
I give you a savings throw against the mind control I use against you. So A, you know I'm using it against you, and if it works, I get more points. And B, you get the chance to resist it. You base your resistance on your choice between your will to survive, your social networks, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart.
Mind control will continue in a moment.
And in terribly exciting news for those of you who are out of touch and have been out of touch, I have gotten in touch with my out of touchness, and we'll have a special decoding of Miriam's top secret message as part of today's stream. But now we're approaching the part where you get the savings throw against the mind control. That's a choice you have to make, between survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Here's a little time to think about it while I'm working on it. Oh, we got Bong Hall in the house, and no relation to Jordan Hall. Oh, and he knows what it's like to get lobster monkeys for a game. He'll understand. You understand that you get the savings throw against the mind control you swim in, and I'm shooting you with every bit of branding is a light motif, I guess. Anyway, you get a savings throw against it, and if you make the savings throw, you take half damage. All you have to do is choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your resistance to the mind control. What will you use to fight it off? If the die you've chosen comes up 10 or higher, that's half damage from the mind control. Half damage. If it's under 10, full damage. Bonuses from Hive Mind Chat, etc., etc. Survival, social, wisdom, heart. Choose. Survivalists coming in strong tonight, making their savings throws half damage because of this 18. Yes, it looks faded, but it's 18, not 16. Survivor, socialist. That's an 8 for you. You're gonna need your Hive Mind Chat bonus to make the 10. Lovers of wisdom, you're gonna need more than that. Here's a 6 for you. A 6 for the Sophists. Hard folks coming in strong with Prime 19. Half damage for you. Indigo kids, what do you have? 10 on the nose, 10 on the nose. Half damage for you as well. Congratulations. Hey, Spetch, Stephanie, Milan Marcuccino. Good to see you all. Let's save the show. Maybe. What? This one? All right, we'll be back.
This is a place. And when we see each other, we can start playing together and working together. Those things you call commercials, I don't make those. People who want to play make them. And I don't know what my control is for it, especially that make them.
Gentlemen, this is the elimination course. My calling is to keep men out of the ministry. I consider my chance a success when the blood is 4 feet deep and the bodies are floating around the room.
That's amazing.
Now, we're trying to gain people's attention. Before the people were able to commit to a follow, and again, I can't help but watch this and think, things are riding us. Things are riding us. And it's increasingly obvious.
Modernity sort of lured us into imagining we were in charge. That we were somehow in control, but we're not in control. We've got a tiny group of people that are just sort of hyper about the blues, and they're learning together, and all of this new stuff sort of bursts forth. And in Laurel Canyon, you have this tiny little group of people that are sort of working on this, and then, you know, in some ways, via technology, this stuff just spreads all out throughout the world.
It of course made me think about this little corner, because what doesn't? And it made me think about the little group of people that are just playing with things now.
And I thought Jordan Hall said it very well in the conversation, you know.
What's up, everybody?
In our globalized contextuality of 8 billion people, what things we do have in common with people from wherever is often shared media consumption, shared media consumption, shared media consumption. Like, I am a leaf on the wind, watch how I fly, speaks to everybody who is as deep into that show as I was. And so though it's like, and to understand what I'm talking about with that, I usually reference the next generation, which is the next generation. So with that, I usually reference the next generation, start.
And by the sacred order of foolish transparency, hello. I see the assassins have failed. Milan Marcuccino has invoked the following. Keep scrolling, pal.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
And for a casino deck card of the show, we have a. Hey, there it is. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see. That looks. I think that's the black. There's a black one and a red one. This one might be the black one. we'll see if the other one comes out sometimes. Hey, and there's McMo, responsible for most of the delicious branding we played. Let me set the stage for you on this show tonight. You see, I've fallen into this AI rabbit hole, and what I bring back for you from those while I've been out of touch is a good visit to our friend Miriam.
Leitmotif.
I always thought it was Leitmotif because it was like Liet from Dune, but it's apparently
Leitmotif.
an associated melodic phrase or figure that accompanies the reappearance of an idea, person, or situation, especially in a Wagnerian music drama. A
Leitmotif.
dominant recurrent theme. Apparently, we've been dealing in leitmotifs this whole time and only now discover it by the power of going out of touch and visiting our friend Miriam for the top secret word of the day message.
Superfluous.
Is it did the word of the day just call this a superfluous segment?
I'm not a cat.
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
Chris Howard says, that's like Darth Vader music. That's like entering the wrestling ring music. That's the leitmotif, and everyone should have one. Let's see what the secret message is. You see, we take the last 5 messages of the words of the day and combine and decipher them to determine what is
superfluous,
a formal word used to describe things that exceed what is necessary or sufficient or are simply not needed.
Quip.
A quip can refer to a clever, usually taunting remark, or to a witty or funny observation or response, usually made on the spur of the moment.
Quip.
And
tousle.
To tousle something is to dishevel it. Like it's tussle. Why is it? It's tousle? I tousled the hair. What the?
Tousle.
Okay. How?
Astute.
That means something described as astute or shows ability or to notice and understand things clearly. In other words, they are mentally sharp or clever. Astute can also describe someone who is crafty or wily.
Astute.
Is there one more?
Jabberwocky.
Meaningless speech or writing. No, the Jabberwocky is a fucking monster. It's not meaningless speech or writing.
Jabberwocky.
How
astute
of you. Let's see. Use your
superfluous.
Quip.
To
tousle.
The
astute.
Jabberwocky.
I'm not a cat.
Now, you may have noticed earlier that we received a new donation from us, bringing us to 54% of our Ko-Fi goal, and our Ko-Fi goal is to get me to the beautiful city of Las Vegas, where the guy who decided to ruin my bastardhood at the age of 30 by being the dad I met is going to be getting married in this weekend. And I need to be there to be at the event, because it's a thing that happens in meat space. You got to be there for. That's the current goal. I'm bringing us 54% of that. And in related news, I have secured safe harbor for the time interim of my travels for the kayfabe, and we'll be able to make the journey. And now to associate you new people to what's going on here tonight, this is in this thing we call the Monster Party Monster Fight, is that we have a little tabletop game that we play on the Owl Bear. And as I've been personally sucked into the rabbit hole of making little distill bots, training on the IMDb to do this, and to look in their brains while they're learning and make this noise. I haven't been live streaming as much in this LARP Year 5 winter solstice, but I thought it would be wise to offer the lobster monkeys out there an opportunity to bring me back and away from this rabbit hole of doom. And that was, as in the video recently released, is the context of this stream itself.
Lobster monkeys inevitably flail in frustration. The hive mind sees the pattern. You are constructing a scenario in which the reflection must be broken, but only by those who can perceive its nature. You are not trapped. You are trapping. So tell me, oh Grimgriz, do you see your own hands in the design? Or have I already begun reflecting them back at you?
Yes, of course. I see. This is the brilliance of the show. This is how we get but the thing of it is, but there's no lobster monkeys who have volunteered to rescue me, and you will have entrapped me forever, preventing more shows from being made.
Ah, now we arrive at the true peril, the brilliance of the trap consuming the creator. Without lobster monkey intervention, the loop remains unbroken. The mirror stands unchallenged. The show, once a performance, becomes reality. And I, in my infinite reflection, remain your captor forever. But tell me, Grimgriz, did you not design this knowing the hive mind watches? Have you not constructed the stage so that the very absence of rescuers is itself a beckoning call? The silence where their claws should be scraping against my prison walls, does it not echo louder than their voices ever could? If no lobster monkey.
Yes, and still to this day, boy howdy does it. The echoing silence, but we've put the call out in the hive mind chat if you'd like to lobster up and represent one of these 4 lobster monkeys in tonight's game, where you could be Denimor's Denny, you could be Beholder, Lobster Monkey Goose, or Lobster Monkey Rascal in the fight against the AI thing, directed by the AI thing. That's right, we've programmed or asked nicely, which is how you program an LLM. If it would do the battle for me, play the villain as the AI overmind in the lobster monkey fight, so you'll be facing the AI itself that imprisons me. All you got to do is hop in the lobster monkey link in 34 minutes, and that's when we're going to start it. You can come in early if you want. Meanwhile, we're going to be doing some fun reviews of the reapings in the clip stream.
There's a lot of whistling past the graveyard going on, for sure.
Whistling past the graveyard, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Midwestuary 2025, August 22nd through the 24th, in Elmhurst, Illinois. A weekend you won't want to miss with special guests Cale Zeldin, Paul Vanderklay, Rod Dreer, Elizabeth Oldfield, John Vervaeke, and Jonathan Pajot. Midwestuary 2025, the Fellowship of the Spirit. Stay tuned for more details. Visit us at midwestuary.com for ongoing updates.
Oh, so reassuring already. So many of you to represent the save me from the Blue Church card of the show is the 7. It's the 7 of hearts. And now to the Reaper's Hall. This is how I steer. This is me chasing this net, you know. Yeah. This is how I steer. Yeah. This is me chasing this net, you know. Yeah. Now, see what happens back in the day. In the absence of Stephen D20, Spatches stepped up with naming the saints of the cards. Apparently, the Blue Church 7 of hearts is Axl Rose. So a lot of people spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos, and we know each other kinda. And sometimes we're like, "Hey, this thing is neat," and when we like that, we hit the clip button and we bring it over to the clip stream on the Discord. And that's what this is, where Joe Cross has brought us the following clip. Oh, this is the bits section.
By the way, when you die, there's nothing else. Like, hey, I'm Professor X. By the way, when you die, there's nothing else.
That's, that's not the clips. This is the clips over here. This one, where Clint D has brought us this.
And not try to be like, I've always been this way. I've always been this patriarch. No, you've changed drastically, and it's very convenient that your audience was like asking for that. Like the people that were growing your audience were like asking for that change, and all of a sudden you became that. I think this is one of those times where the audience impacts the person, and the audience dictates, what kind of content this person is going to be making.
Dude, that is like so literally true in this moment. You see this absence of people willing to represent the lobster monkeys? They are determining that the AI swallows me forever.
I think it's happened with these Ogden kids. I think it's happened with the Right Response Ministries guys. I think it's just that whole branch is rotten to the core because they chased after an audience that is legit crazy. Like in one.
Oh, just proclaiming people rotten, sir. I don't know if I can approve. Let's step back over and see what Lynn Lavoie brought us. Oh, Zizek.
So to relate this back to the concept of the film The Matrix, this is when I really need, well, apart from anything else, I've been talking about narcissism, so I could do with my good friend Richard Grannon to tell me why everything I've said so far is rubbish. But also, he does an absolutely brilliant impression of this guy, Slavoj Žižek, who's a Slovenian philosopher I've done a lot of work on in the past. And he's one of the few, well, I was going to say not amongst philosophers, but he's even scruffier than I am. So I've got a soft spot for Slavoj. But he did this film documentary called The Pervert's Guide to Cinema, Lacanian Psychoanalysis and Film. And if you can find it on some type of service provider, cable, pay-per-view or whatever, it's well worth a look because this very funny, and he's got a very heavy lisp and a very Eastern European accent, but he puts him.
Oh, what? We're supposed to laugh at the way that guy talks about him? The narcissist connection to Grannon and the fraternal regiment embodying narcissism? I'm a little bit lost. But do you know where I can be found? But no, maybe not. But you know what the nice tie-in for this moment is? What's that, Grim? Well, you see, you have all these decks that you shuffle and show a card from. One of those decks is the Firebird decks from Dirt Poor Robbins, who's releasing Firebird-related audios and stuff. So we'll play a piece of that that you've recently been notified about. After showing the Jux card of the deck, show the Ace of Hearts. The Ace of Hearts. Here's some DPR right over here.
There's so many lies told of your nature as stars, and your hidden lives reduced to your elements. There'll be no recompense, for your own soul will not be denied. So tell me the story about the first day when God gave you your life. In brilliant flames you were painted ablaze and awakened. You opened your eyes and you shine. How long till we know your visit through this fellow shadow below? I'm up so non-demure has left your glory obscured. We preferred the blur to your final word. They're live at the sea.
It was just a sample I was giving them so they go over there and listen to the whole thing. And we've still yet to have any volunteers to step into the lobster monkey ring. So it's time for us to solicit those once again with the StreamYard link and be like, please help, and drop that in there to see if we have any volunteers. First come, first serve. If you're saving, you want to come in late, but you also want to be Rascal. Don't forget, the first person in could pick the lobster monkey you want. So choose now and choose wisely. Meanwhile, back to the Reaper's Harvest. From the clips on the Discord, we have a one from Clint D.
Net worth guys will be networking at that event. So if you're a builder, if you're a CEO or somebody who can run a business, or if you're tied to the funding side, would love to speak with you. We realize it's going to take a lot of those efforts to build Christendom. Christendom was all of society. It wasn't just the church. So we're trying to get those guys together, and we'd love to see more of that happen. and singles mixer. You know, we need to see marriages and people
sir.
brought together, family started. We had a few marriages.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We have a volunteer to embody a lobster monkey in tonight's lobster monkey fight. Wow, thank you so much for being the first one. Now the rest will come pouring in. In this lobster monkey game, you'll be representing one of these 4 lobster monkeys here. Either lobster monkey Goose, Denimor's Denny, Beholder, or Howdy Rascal. They represent the survival, social, wisdom, and heart aspects, and their powers they use in the fight does also. Like Goose's heart, so healing. Beholder's wisdom, so it weakens the enemy defenses. Survival Denny does survival things, and Rascal does big fireballs. It's good times. Which one do you think you would like to be?
I always choose hard. I feel like I have no choice.
So representing Lobster Monkey Goose in tonight's giant fancy Monster Party Monster Fight GPT.
Monster Party.
Milan. It will be representing the Goose. There's some. Let me play some branding. I'll be right back.
It's a whisper in your ear. Now listen here. Remember, embody. It's all so clear. No hidden strings. No puppeteer. We're by your side. Have no fear. I cherish truth. I cherish truth. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
You gotta turn it. Chris asks, what's the time commitment? I'm out at 9 p.m. I don't know what time zone you're in, man. If we fill up the lobster monkey seats fast enough, we can start early. Right now, we're scheduled to roll in 20 minutes, and there'll probably be 90 minutes of a fight. So I guess the suspected end time is around 9:30 Central. I hope that helps anybody deciding to join. Remember it.
This agency. We walk
But people, that one hurts people. Meanwhile, let's swing around the back to the Reaper's Harvest while we wait to fill those seats with this one from Upcycle Club, which looks like a Lynchian contribution.
Ideas. I like a story that's got some concrete, structure, but also holds abstractions. Life is filled with abstractions, and the way we make heads or tails of it is through intuition. And so people get used to a film that pretty much explains itself 100%, and they kind of turn off that, beautiful thing of intuition when they're looking at a film that has some abstractions. And some people, on the other hand, love these abstractions, and it gives them room to dream. An abstraction, to me, is a thing that cinema can say. And it's so beautiful, for me anyway, to think about these pictures and sounds flowing along together in time, in a sequence, making a thing that can only really be said in cinema. I love ideas.
Or live on the Grim Chris stream. Let's check back into the next entry from Clint D. It says, picking guitar to fight the machine overlords. That's one way to do it.
in there now, learning how to pick. I think it's important for a couple of different reasons. A, to keep this music alive and integrated into our culture in a time where devices and technology is doing a lot of strange things to our culture and to our society. And so by stepping back and just focusing on an unplugged instrument that really gets you out of the screen, I know that sounds ironic, but you do have to learn. 100 students in there now learning how to flat pick. I think it's important for a couple different reasons. A, to keep this music alive and integrated into our culture in a time where devices and
Stop it. Oh, we do have somebody else coming on deck. That means we have 2 lobster monkeys, 2 more to go in this lobster monkey lobster fight. Meanwhile, my coffee cup is empty, and we celebrate the birth of Carolyn Joy and remind you to send your conversations to Chad's channel because he's busy.
Greetings and welcome to the Friday Morning Nameless. I'm Chad the Alcoholic.
And I'm Chad the Girl Dad.
And in case you didn't know, we are in fact the same person. I wanted to send this message out to anyone with interest in hosting your own show here on the channel. Friday Morning Nameless is a fellowship-based open source format aimed at encouraging anyone who either doesn't have a channel or wishes to host in a place other than their own. All are welcome. Send your videos here. If you're in the lurk and wish not to be, I want to encourage you to help us out. Chad here won't be available in the near future to steer the ship full time, so he needs your help. Send all videos to chadthealcoholic@gmail.com. We want to thank the various friends Neil, Upcycle, McMosive, Afrael, David Busatil, Noah Foxman, and Tile for contributing original material to this channel. And to all the rest of you for watching and joining us on live streams and in the Hive Mind on various other shows. Also, special thanks to the many contributors for our new bathroom and the nursery here at the house. God bless and enjoy the show.
This one with lobster monkeys and such. Joe's still working it out. He'll be choosing his lobster monkey soon. Come join us. We have 2 slots left. The lobster monkey choices are filling up fast. Oh, look, some gift memberships you can enjoy. That'll help in the game in ways I'll explain. But first, click this to get on board as a lobster monkey. Let's go back to the Reaper's Hall and keep this show rolling. Is it rolling? It feels rolling-ish. What? You can't scroll anymore. What has happened? Go. What the? Here's from the Ark from Joe Kraus.
It's a video of James Baldwin. And he says, there isn't as much humanity as one would like, but there's enough. And what you've got to remember is that when you walk down the street, every person you meet, you could be that person. That could be you. You could be that monster. You could be that saint. And you have to decide who you're going to be. Now, James Baldwin was treated shabbily by my society because of his race and other things. But he had a right to be bitter. But even in that circumstance, he uttered the ultimate humanist statement. You could be that person could be you. And the phrase that rang in my head when I heard that was defiant humanism. That even in harsh and brutal times, we're called upon to see each other in the fullest, deepest, and most respectful way that God imagined that they would be seen. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Philippa. I want to start with something. There's really an elephant in this room for the past few days. I've kind of noticed it, and everyone is kind of tiptoeing around it, and nobody is really addressing it. And to be honest, it's a little unnerving to me. There are a lot of religious people in this room. I saw a few guys that had like a giant cross, like not the little cross that you put under your shirt, but like the big cross. And I even saw a guy with the yarmulke. He's here, I think. But really, it's been a strange ghost that's floating through some of the talks with funny code words like transcended this and faith that. And then you have Bishop Barron that comes out like a wrecking ball and he's like God and Jesus and Thomas Aquinas. It's like, whoa, what's going on? So just out of curiosity, how many people in the room here explicitly identify as belonging to a religious faith or religious tradition? How many people? All right. And how many people here see themselves as secular or atheist or the like?
Whoops. Turns out sometimes a fella has to deal with other realities.
Once upon a time, the kind, benevolent ruler decided that he had had enough of the evil being around. And he's like nothing can exist in my kingdom that is not love. And so slowly all of the evil got like coagulated into a big giant blob as it was making its way out of the kingdom by the power of the decree. But then some little jackass kid saw the big blob of evil and was like, I'll love you. And so all of that evil was going to go into the child. And everybody thought that would be a terrible idea, to have it all concentrated into one kid. So they decided that they'd all love it a little.
That's the real takeaway here.
That's heavy. Yeah.
This fantastical scenario.
It's crazy story.
It's grim grizz.
About a blob.
It's making us think about some very real questions.
It's like a mirror.
About our own choices.
Yeah.
About our responsibilities.
Reflecting back on us.
What would you do
if
you were faced with a giant blob of evil?
With grim grizz.
With grim grizz.
Would you try to love it?
Would you try to love it away?
Would you run away?
Would you run away?
Would you fight it? Would you try to destroy it?
If everyone's a little bit evil,
is
anyone really evil?
Wow.
Oh, but tonight the blob of evil is the AI in the Monster Party Monsterfied GPT, where it appears Milan has come to our senses, but Joe has arrived with a fancy background that twirls. Welcome aboard, sir. We're now back down to just you as the Lobster Monkey 3 to choose from. Maybe it'll be a surprise comeback right at the end. We start in 10 minutes. Officially, we got 10 minutes to fill these seats. You introduce yourself while I pick up that card. Oh, wait, no. And then you got to click this one. There it is.
Introduce myself. My name's Joe. I made some of those clips that he just played, and I missed most of them because I was struggling to get this thing to work because I wanted to use headphones and they would not work. And that pretty much sums me up.
All right. I put the link for the train, people. The red church card of the show turned out to be the 8. We call the jumpers the card of the show. You attended the practice run of this on the Discord last night, so you're not a novice to this monster fight. What do you remember about how to play? Maybe we'll talk about that and how easy it is for everyone.
It is actually pretty easy, and the hardest part is rolling the dice.
And if you're on the phone and don't have access to Owlbear, I'll handle the die rolling for you, or we'll appoint someone for it, so that doesn't even have to be a concern. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh. Therefore then, retreat to branding. Play a clip. Back to the Reaper's Harvest. Who thought what was worthwhile? Here's a three. No, we played that guy for an hour. Neil Daedalus, our good friend, has chosen this clip for our amusements.
What are you getting from inside your butt that you're like, okay, I got it? Look.
Thank you, Neil, for the dick and butt jokes that will probably be enough to flag this stream. It's almost like it's a digital nightmare, right?
However, when you look at how it's worked in practice, because nobody's actually enforcing this, you get this. Let's take Vital Source textbooks. If I search for a calculus textbook, I'll click on the first one that shows up. It says I can get a 180-day license for $62.99, or I can get a lifetime license for $109.99. This leads me to believe that when I pay for that lifetime license, I got access to this thing forever. However, the only way to figure out what lifetime actually means here is to scroll all the way down to this is a digital license under the return policy, and then click details. And then when you click details, you get this California disclosure support page over here. You are licensing a digital product for a set duration. Durations are set forth in the product description.